President's pitch for his jobs plan last night. Republicans, specifically in the House, are touting their own plan. Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy says he wants to power up small businesses and entrepreneurs. He is in Washington, D.C. and joins us live there. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kiyoshi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on this morning. You were over on the speech last night.
Well, there are some things I agreed with, the free trade agreements. I'm always interested in looking at ways that we can invest in infrastructure, but I think we need to reform it because so many times money goes into infrastructure, but it never gets built because of environmental regulations doesn't allow the road to be built. So I think you have to reform the whole process. But what I'm really looking for, Kiyoshi, is empowering small business. Because if you take the metrics and the measurements of job growth in America, it's small business that add jobs. If you look at from the end of the last recession to the beginning of this one, that takes you from 2001 to 2007, a time of growth in America. If you had a company and you had fewer than 500 employees, you added 7 million jobs. If you were a corporation with more than 500 employees, you outsourced 1 million jobs. So real job growth is created is through small business. You look at the sad news of Steve Jobs having to leave his company, you find from there that there was Apple, and you look how much that has changed America. That was 2 guys starting in a garage. So if we're able to get the entrepreneur, the difference with an entrepreneur is they never take a job from someone, they just create them. We need to get America creating and building again, and I think that's really where our focus should be.
Congressman, there's a lot of criticism, though, coming from across the aisle, specifically when you're talking about tax breaks for large companies and corporations. They've had quarter after quarter of record profits, mostly by cutting payrolls, not by adding jobs, and they say that these companies would rather get more profits for their shareholders than add more to their payroll. How can you be so sure that deregulation and tax breaks for large companies will add jobs?
Well, Kiyoshi, if you look at the Republican budget plan, what we did is we ended loopholes. We reformed the tax code system so America can actually compete with foreign countries because we're at a disadvantage right now. So we end the loopholes. And what we do is we shrink the tax base and we broaden it out. So individuals are able to keep more and invest more and they're able to go through. That's why the point and the question you asked me goes right into why my focus is on small business. Small business is the job creation that adds jobs to individuals. And when you look at the tax code system, it is hampering our ability to grow further. Now, everybody in America knows the regulations here overgrow what we need. If you could just bring common sense back to the regulation, you'll find that we will not harm business. We'll actually unshackle and allow it to grow in America.
All right, Congressman, really quickly, Rick Perry, from Texas, going to be in Bakersfield this morning. You were widely quoted last month as criticizing both Perry and Mitt Romney, saying that they were out of touch with Americans. Do you still stand by that, and why do you think he's in Bakersfield today?
Now, Kiyoshi, had you been at the meeting, you would have never asked that question that way, because no, I wasn't criticizing them. If you were at the meeting, I said I'd support anyone who goes through. I was actually on the phone with Rick Perry yesterday. I think all of them are excellent candidates. I was talking about what the Democrats would try to do to one another of them, and my only warning of Rick Perry is watch, they'll take every word that you say and try to put it into something else just from the way that you asked the question itself.
All right, Tim.
No, we need to get America moving again, and you find where Texas has created jobs and you see California companies leaving all the time to Texas. I think Rick Perry is an excellent candidate and could be a tremendous president.
Is that a fair saying that you would vote for him if the primary were tomorrow?
See, there you go. Put another word in my mouth. I'd like to see us compete on a policy and ideas. And I'm more than willing to have everybody compete on those ideas, and let's find out who the very best person is. But I have not made an endorsement in this race yet.
Okay. Thank you very much, Congressman Kevin McCarthy from Washington, D.C. this morning. Thanks for joining us.